Speaking of Easter, Catherine Fulvio is in the kitchen this morning. Good morning, Catherine. Good to see you.
Good morning. Happy Easter.
I haven't seen you in forever.
Hi, Catherine. I know.
What's on the menu?
I'm making a delicious Easter cheesecake. It's actually really easy to make. It looks more complicated. It is simply the cheesecake we all grew up on with the cream cheese in it, biscuit base, and then I just coloured each layer with a little bit of food colouring. So it just takes a little time, but it looks amazing.
It looks incredible. Now, how do you get the colours right?
No.
Well, you're going to have to explain it.
Bit by bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like don't dump it all in. You just keep mixing it in bit by bit.
This is a particular dish that makes my nerves jangle because I've had a couple of cheesecake disasters over the years. None more so than in your own kitchen. This is easy though, promise me.
I promise you, this won't fall out of the oven or fall all the way down the oven door or on the floor or anything else.
Stuck to the oven in Ballynockin, I believe, is there?
I'm still cleaning it. When you're joking, I'm joking.
I'm not surprised you are. It was everywhere. We'll go into more details about that later on. Looking forward to that, Catherine. Sounds delish.
Thank you, Catherine. We'll try not to touch it in the meantime.
Welcome back. Now, we may still be living under level 5 restriction, but it is almost Easter Sunday, and I think we can all agree that we deserve to treat ourselves more than ever this year.
Absolutely. Now, luckily, we have Catherine Fulvio here to provide just that in the shape of a Whopper special Easter cheesecake. That's no big build-up, that at all, isn't it? Morning, Catherine.
Hi, Catherine. How are you?
Good to see you.
Happy Easter to you too.
So we're going cheesecake. This puts the fear of God in me, but this is a simple one.
This is very doable. So this is your traditional cheesecake. You're not the baked, oven-baked one, but the one you put in the fridge.
Set cheesecake.
Set cheesecake.
Okay.
And you start with just your crumbs, really. So that's just digestive biscuits, simply with butter. And you get it to sand texture. Mix it together, put it in it. This has to go in the fridge. So that goes into the fridge for maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes just to set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because otherwise when you cut it, it'll just crumble. You want it to set
just
up
fall
and
apart.
slice.
Yeah, that's what happens when you leave it too much at room temperature anyway, you know, cheesecake. But it doesn't last that long anyway.
And so
that's true, yeah.
The best way to get it to the sand texture would be a blender, would it?
Yes, I usually put it in a food processor, but what you could do, Aidan, get one of those Ziploc bags, you know, those food bags, and get a rolling pin and whack, whack,
give
whack.
it a good bash.
Take out your vengeance on that poor old
Great. Now, if
biscuit.
you're having a bad day,
Yeah, exactly.
Works a treat.
Something better.
Now, for the filling, so to get these layers, it's actually much easier than it looks. So I've already got in here some cream cheese and I've given it a little bit of a whisk because you know how that can be so set, because I didn't want to spend too much time whisking in front of you all. But let's just put in another little bit of cream. So that's double cream because we're not holding back.
Good on you. Well done, Catherine. Yeah.
I won't tell you how much is already in it.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Carry on.
Vanilla. It needs a lovely bit of flavour. So this is a vanilla cheesecake.
Okay.
And then the caster sugar goes in. Okay. So the message about this cheesecake is this is something that every family will be able to do. You know, it's not. It looks great, but it's manageable. So you just give this a nice whisk. So you're just.
And we'll put up all the measurements and etc. on our Facebook page and all that, so people can follow it at home. They want it tomorrow. Because this is one of those ones that you can just cook it tomorrow. You don't have to do it over the night before or anything like that. Yeah,
absolutely. You can do it tomorrow and it'll be ready for lunch.
Happy
now,
days.
The only thing I wanted to say to you was in the recipe that I gave you originally, it's all individual ones. So you can do this individually. That's why I wanted to do a full one as well.
Good.
Because not everybody would have the little moulds for the individual one.
Right.
So I'm just dividing a little bit out now. So what you would do at home is you would divide this mix into 3.
Right.
And then you go for 3 colours. Now pick a colour. Would you like pink? Would you like green? Or would you like yellow?
Let's go green, will we?
Let's go green.
Let's go green.
Let's go green.
Let's go green, OK. So you got to be careful with the colour. So Anna did ask earlier, and it's very valid. You can easily go very badly wrong with colour. So we're looking for kind of pastel colour, so just a drop of this food colouring goes in. And you can build it up as you go along, but you can't take it back out. So I did put a tiny bit too much maybe in there, but I wanted to be sure you could see it on camera, you know, in the one that I actually made. Yes.
And come here, how's the cookery school going? Because obviously you had to close with COVID, but you've had to pivot, readapt, and you're doing some online stuff.
Yes, actually, I launched an online cookery school that you can download and watch anytime, any place. So all sorts, everything from fab mains and desserts to there's a kids' cookery class just about to launch. There's a student class there. They're all short classes or up to 3-month classes.
And have you noticed more and more people are getting into cooking and baking over the past year?
Very much so. It's something that we're more conscious of what we're eating, and we're being a bit more. We're making dishes like this. We're having the time to experiment a little bit in the kitchen, and we're making more educated choices as well about the food and where we buy our food and what.
And learning more about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what, Catherine, as you say as well, when you talk about children's course, this is absolutely something the kids can give you a hand with.
Definitely.
They can choose the colours, etc., etc.
See, I love when you can get kids involved in the kitchen because it helps them with everything. They don't realise it, but if you say to them, say you hand them the Shukra recipe, read that. They have to practice their reading.
Yeah, well, do you know what?
Let's double this recipe. Oh, suddenly we're doing multiplication.
You're homeschooling at the same time.
You've got maths, you've got English, yeah, you've got it all going on.
So you see what I'm doing here? I'm just spreading this with the back of a spoon. Now, this is a bit of a kind of a lazy way of doing it, but you could pipe it to get it exact in this case, you know. But that's just to give you an idea.
Rustic. You're going rustic this morning.
You could tidy up the edges, but it's
Very
just when you
good.
cut it, you want to be able to see the layers. So then this goes into the fridge just to set before you put the next layer on. So you've got to allow yourself a little bit of time.
How long?
Right, OK. How long then each section?
I put it into the fridge for about an hour each time, so you kind of need, you just kind of dip in and dip out. Like this is already mixed. You could have your colours mixed and you're just literally topping it up every time.
OK, and the kids can run the stopwatch on that.
Yep.
Exactly.
Like a sporting coach.
So you're going to go a bit fancy and do a bit of decoration.
Now, all we need now is, I'm just going to show you what I'm doing, double cream again, bit more vanilla, and then your Shukra icing sugar goes in, and then you get your whisk, and off you go like that, and you get that to piping stage, which I already have here. So I can shift this aside and show you what I'm going to do next. So we want to finish this off.
Shall we talk about our cheesecake?
It's like you're lifting the World Cup or the Sam Maguire.
But it makes my knees go weak when you lift the cheesecake.
Did you see the way it just moved there a little bit? I was just thinking.
Don't. The last time we were in the presence of a cheesecake together, it didn't go very well, did it?
Well, you've got to finish that.
Yeah,
you can't start that story without finishing it.
I was cooking down in Catherine's beautiful cookery school. I was doing a cheesecake, the baked one. And I had one to put in the oven, so it was all liquid, Catherine, correct?
Yes.
And I went to lift it into the oven on camera, and I pushed the lid with my fingers, and the cheesecake mix. You're still cleaning it up. I mean, it was everywhere. Wasn't it?
He's exaggerating. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
And of course, it was caught on camera. So you're just piping some cheese into the middle. You're making a little nest.
Just cream, just the cream, the vanilla, the icing sugar, and then I'm just filling it with lots of little mini eggs. Nice and simple. You could use a star nozzle. You can make this as fancy as you want. But I really today wanted to show how doable this is for everybody. Just look and see what you have at home. If you didn't have a piping bag, you could just spoon it on. You know, it's really not complicated, but I just wanted to give the idea.
Yeah, it's a blank canvas, isn't it?
That's what I think, and I think that's what cooking and baking should be.
Yeah.
That, you know, that you see a recipe and you go, I could do that. I'll tweak it a little bit to suit myself. But I think that's very important. Nothing should be off-putting. How many eggs would you like, lads?
Oh, just listen.
12 more.
Fill your boots there.
And we play Jenga, see how many you can build it up to, and then we'll start removing them.
And you can mess around then with the flavours, Catherine. Like, could you make how easy would it be to make a lemon one? Is how different is it?
Oh, no, it's really easy. That's a brilliant question. So in the filling that we did, instead of the vanilla, you could put in a little bit of lemon juice. Just be careful with the quantity of liquid because you want it to hold. But a bit of lemon juice and lemon zest.
Oh, really?
Just a lovely bit of
Same
lemon
with
zest.
limes, maybe?
Lime would be gorgeous. Orange would be lovely.
Oh, orange, yeah.
And you could do a cinnamon version as well. No, that's not going down your face.
No,
cinnamon.
I'll stick with the lemon and lime, maybe. Are you going to cut it open so we can see the slice of it there?
There you go. So let's have a go at cutting it. Where's my knife?
Gorgeous,
there we go.
And as you say, dead simple.
Yeah.
Like it's a slight bit of a process in terms of having a bit of patience. Really, is the only thing.
Yeah.
You need to wait in between each layer.
Yeah, so you just need to be careful then cutting it because you want to make sure you can get the base out.
Down through the base.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh, look at that. I'll eat the bit that's left.
Because I had this in the fridge, so it's
the bit on the knife?
fairly set.
You can have the bit on the knife, yeah. You can all fight over that bit.
Well, all the full recipe details for this stunning creation are on our Facebook page. You'll find all the recipe details
Catherine,
there.
thank you very much.
Thank you
Delicious.
so much.
Can't wait to
Thank
taste
you.
it. Good to see you. Right, after the break, advice on how you can get your Leaving Cert refocused in the run-up to the exam. See you in a minute. Thank you, Catherine.